know which otherwise we used to have. So very quickly, I would just say that the endeavor of the National Agricultural Higher Education Program in this university is basically how do we skill our students and make them future ready? How do we make them industry ready students, and how do we enable our students that they get on their own feet? And I would say quickly that some of the very important skills what our students require is that some of the basic and what we call as the foundation kind of skills what are required in our students are very important. Those include the kind of the soft skills like the communication skills, the problem solving skills, the self-management, the ability to manage it, and then some competencies kind of the skills what you require, like the critical thinking and the problem solving kind of skills are very important in you, and how creative you are, and ICT literacy is something very important in you. Let me tell to the students here that because we are passing through this fourth industrial revolution, one estimate says that in next 10-15 years, more than 50% of the jobs in the industry would become obsolete. The people working in the industry, 50% of those people working would be obsolete because they won't be having the kind of skill sets what are required by the industry today. By the time in next 5-10 years. That is why there is a need that we make our students aware, and we, the faculty, the teachers, and the universities make our efforts right in time that we are able to skill our students so that we charge them with those new age skills and they become the industry ready. I believe this organization which is organizing this program, they are well skilled and they are having such programs, and I wish them that they have a long-term relationship with our faculty of veterinary sciences, and I give my best wishes to them, and I wish that our students from this university they excel everywhere with their the kind of the knowledge, the skill they receive from us. So I thank you very much, because I am to attend another meeting which is happening parallelly here in the university. So therefore I take leave from you, and I thank you for inviting me, and I give my best wishes to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for spending this precious time with us. Thanks a lot. It is because of you and your that project that we are doing these things over here. These activities all because of the NAF over here. So I also welcome the head of the Department of the Medicine, Dr. Modi over here. She has joined us here. And with us, I have also made other colleagues, Dr. Shabir Ramdani, Dr. This row for two, where is he? Row for two, Dr. Akhand. And see, my dear friends, basically, to be very frank, and to be honest over here, this address of this helpline, this vet helpline, that has been shared to me by our colleague who has already passed away, Dr. Tufan. So that's a sad news for us. He is the person who has given me the contact number of this very fellow some 2 months before. So, but he is not with us. We all pray that his soul rests in Jannah Firdaus. With that, I will invite our Dean of the Faculty, Professor Tufan Saab.
Hello, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, sir, you are audible. You can just on your video also, sir.
Okay. Hello. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Professor Nazir Ahmad Ganai, project monitoring and planning of cost, Dr. Pampori Saab, experts from veterinary helpline, then my colleagues, Dr. Muhi, Dr. Hamadani, Dr. Afzal Akhand, I suppose Dr. Hai is also there, Dr. Rauf, and then our experts from veterinary helpline. Assalamu alaikum. Then my internet students and PG students. Well, I'm happy that Dr. Pampuri is organizing this program from last 3 months. And this program is actually based for the PG and intermediate students so that they enter into the entrepreneurship programs, because as we know, the at present we don't have the jobs available, whether it in government sector or in university. So we have to mm, become entrepreneurs, or we have to enter into some business. So as you know, basically we had in livestock farming, the cattle farming, people used to go for cattle farming, then they used to establish the poultry farms, and then some of our mm, uh, experts or some of our students, they used to enter the feed industry, then hatchery uh, units they establish, and some of them go for disease diagnosis. So now the horizon has widened, because we need experts in every aspect. We have now artificial this intelligence, machine learning, all these programs, they can be pitched up into the this business, so that we can become good entrepreneurs. And I suppose the experts from the veterinary helpline of India, they will be giving their feedbacks, and they will be providing know how to start your establishment. As we know, in our cost, we have also have the programs under NEHAP, like startup programs. Some of our students, they have also started small businesses, and now many of the students we are going to pitch up, so that they can give their ideas and they will start their businesses. I think this program is very nice, and I wish best of luck to the organizers and the experts who will be delivering their lectures. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mr. Nice. Uh, but I do differ somewhere with many of my senior colleagues when we say that we want you to become entrepreneurs. In many of our forums also, we see that people say that we are going to make you entrepreneurs. And many of the students then put a question, if it is also like that, then why we have wasted our 4-5 years in a veterinary sciences, we could have had that some entrepreneurship somewhere. Probably my take over on this is different. We want you to be the entrepreneurs, because everyone cannot become an entrepreneur. For that, you need some different attitude, some different likings. But the thing is that we want to make you employable. Any entrepreneur will take you only when you are fully equipped and skilled with those techniques, so that you become employable for them. That's our motive. It's not that we want to make you entrepreneurs. Maybe some of you may become the entrepreneurs, good entrepreneurs. But the thing is that we want you to become employable. You are equipped with all those techniques, the skills, and the knowledge that every company, every private company, or every big that entrepreneur can just hire you and your services. We see with us today, we have a veterinarian with us, speaker of the day. He is a director of this helpline, veterinary helpline. He is not an entrepreneur himself, but he taught entrepreneurship. He is a veterinarian. He guides the entrepreneurs. He develops in them the skills. That's how you can make this your profession more efficient, so that you become more employable. I think I will not be here for much of the time between you and the speakers today. So we have the speaker of the day now today. That's with us, Dr. Miftahul Islam Barbara from Assam. Basically, he is a veterinarian and has done his graduation from Assam Agricultural University. Then he did his master's in development management from Asian Institute of Indian Institute of Management, Manila. He did then entrepreneurship development programs on managerial excellence from Indian Institute of Management, Calcutta. Then EDP on livestock enterprise management from National Institute of Rural Development. He has also attended so many short courses. Those were supported by world organizations like OIE, like World Bank, European Commission. And then he has also received expert training related to OIE performance of veterinary services, pathway and capacity building of veterinary paraprofessionals. Dr. Barua has 20 years of experience with expertise in policy advocacy, development planning, project management, capacity management, and agri-livestock value chain development. Dr. Mistaul is an integrator and aptly integrate veterinary sciences, animal husbandry with social sciences for sustainable development. His current associations include European FMD regional expert on veterinary paraprofessionals and principal consultant FAO India for livestock security project in Mizoram. Member authorized committee for standardization of training initiatives and expert member. State level committee on information technology application, Department of Animal Husbandry and Veterinary, Government of Assam. He is also an executive committee member of Assam Livestock Development Agency, Government of Assam. This a brief about the speaker, first speaker of our day and this session. We will be having probably one more speaker with us. Let me introduce you him also, and then we'll run the program. He is Mr. Nippan Deka. He is a marketing expert. He widely practices HR and trainings too. Also describes himself an NLP practitioner. That's a natural language processor or a practitioner. Then he also describes himself as a solicitorite, influencer, fitness hacker, and happiness practitioner. So you can tag all those names with you if you have all those signals with you. That's why we are just tossing you there, that you can all have all these tags provided you have all those signals with you. So that's he has an experience of 20 years. Then he has done his MBA. Then marketing, creativity, and strategy for formation as a career option. He has worked with organizations like Burger Kings, HDFC Bank, Vodafone, Airtel, and Jio. That's his employability. He has been there in so many companies. So at Vet Helpline India, Nipam guides the team in designing and implementing development projects focusing on data analysis, data visualization, e-publications, use of digital technologies in animal health and production, livestock product related marketing and trade promotions, business continuity support to livestock enterprise, social video development or social marketing, media engagement, and animal health related this communications. This about a brief about the second speaker of the day. So I think it's now time for us to listen to the speakers of this prestigious, I can say, Vet Helpline India Private Limited. I am really obliged and let's say very much indebted to the speaker of the day. That's Dr. Miftahul is with us, and it's over to you, Miftahul. Please unmute yourself. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please.
Hello, I think you can hear me. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yeah. Welcome. Assalamu alaikum. All the participants, Honorable Dean Sir, respected faculty members, and my friends. At the beginning, I must appreciate the effort of your university for helping to organize this particular workshop in collaboration with Vet Helpline India Private Limited. I am Dr. Barbarua, director at the company. And I'm also an entrepreneur. I started this company 20 years back. And in that way, I think I should be able to express some of my journey also with you towards the end of the project, end of the workshop. So let me start the workshop. With me, I have Mr. Nipam Deka is also with me. So let me share my screen first. Can you share? Can you see my screen now? I hope, Dr. Pampari, is the screen visible to the students?
Yes, it is visible.
Okay. So the title of our workshop is Future of Work, Preparing the Young Veterinary Workforce in India for Possible Disruptions. When we say future of work, actually in 2019, World Bank, every year they produce a World Development Report, and 2019 development report was on future of work. So all of you, if you wish, you can have a look into this particular report. Actually, this workshop was inspired by this report, and I actually participated in a training program based on this report. And that at that time, the idea clicked into my mind that I must prepare, help prepare our students for future of work situation, directly linking it to the veterinary profession. So today, probably, I just give you a flow of the, before I give you a flow of the workshop, let me give you the learning objective. What is we are trying to achieve by the end of this workshop. We expect that the participants will be able to relate future work situation to their career plan as a veterinarian in Indian context. Here, the word relate is important because in this 1.5 hour or 2 hour workshop, we expect that you will be only able to relate with the changing situation in the world, in the job scenario. But at the same time, you will be also able to discuss about your own career strength and relate it, and so relate your own career thinking to the future of job situation. Now, if you take more interest on this topic, you will be able to discuss also. Slowly, you will be able to apply and debate also. And it depends on your interest. If this is a starting point for you to look into this particular topic. And then as you go up in learning curve, you will be able to, at time will come when you will be able to even evaluate the future of job situation. So this is our learning objective. And let me go into the flow of the workshop. Before the workshop, actually, we have conducted a small survey, which many of you have participated. Thank you very much for this collaboration. And we will start with the result of the survey and a discussion on inner strength. It's your inner strength, which Mr. Nipam Deka will handle. After that, we will have a quick opinion poll and a general discussion of future of work situation. And then we will take over to the main topic of future of work for veterinarian in Indian context. And finally, there will be a question answer session, which I appreciate that all of you will participate and will raise your, the questions that are in your mind. And we will try our best to give answers to your career dilemmas. And finally, we will also give you some resources and some post-workshop assignments, which help you to graduate from just relating it to your current context to even evaluating the future of job situation in the next few years as you enter into your profession. So, what I understood is that majority of you are just completing your internship. We have PG and the PhD students also. Thank you very much. So maybe I expect it to be a very fruitful discussion today. So now I request my friend Nipam Deka to start with the survey result finding and discuss with his presentation on inner strength, which I hope you like. See, in the initial, when we conceptualize this workshop, it is actually, see a veterinarian tying up with a marketing professional, HR specialist, in such a way that we learn from each other and come up with a product which is helpful to our veterinary profession. So please welcome Nipam Deka. I will stop sharing this screen now.
Hello, good afternoon, respected faculty members and the students. Just a moment, let me share the screen. Yes, things doesn't go as we expect. We don't know about our future. We just proved that by not having the screen shared the time we wanted. So I like to start the discussion with that. So thank you, students, for participating in the poll. You have answered a few questions, and I hope you have genuinely done that. And it was a little time consuming, and I believe that the input that you have made to fill up the form and taken the pain to give attention to each and every question and answer it faithfully, it has definitely given an impact at a larger scale. So I'll just go by that what we are going to do discuss today. That here we will discuss mostly about the future. What were the word, if you have to sum up in a single word, that what we're going to discuss today, we're going to discuss about the future, your future, our future, everybody's future. So if we talk about future, what does it look like? Like we didn't know what something like pandemic or corona going to happen in past 2 years. We didn't know about it 2 years back. We haven't learned about conservations at a larger scales for human existence 10 years back. We didn't know the sustainability will be a larger word at a greater extent 20 years back. Ecosystem, the word didn't existed like 50 years back, and there is nothing called technology 100 years back. So futures changes time to time, and if we prepare for a future which we haven't seen, it's very difficult. So for that we have to develop a lot of skills, lot of different things that which are all around us. So but there is one more thing that which is more important than the future itself. It's your vision about the future. So if we talk about the future, that yes, future is going to be like that, future is going to be a lot of joblessness, future is going to be a lot of gig economy, when people have to hop from one job to another. The future will be a very much technological based future, will be a lot of has to do with big data, analytics, artificial intelligence. Yes, those are future. But the future that is most important to any one of us, and mostly to the students, it's their vision, your vision of the future, how you perceive the future. Where do you fit in the particular future scenario, whatever you're trying to discuss? So let's go by. You have answered the poll. Now, there are two set of questions. What type of person you are? Either you're a talkative person or a reserved person. There are only two choices. And in terms of conflict, whether do you speak your mind out or you try to remain talk less during a conflict. So you have answered this two set of questions, that what kind of person you are, talkative or reserved. In terms of conflict, do you speak your mind out or like to stay calm? So these are the two type of questions you have answered in the first two questions. Now, if you see, if we combine the both answers, that's one set of people. They say they are reserved, but they speak the mind out when the conflict arises. There is another set of people, they say, yes, I'm talkative, but I do speak my mind out. Sorry. When there is a conflict arises. The another set of people said, I talk a lot, but I speak very less when there is a conflict arises. And I says, I don't talk. I'm a very reserved person. I go to my books, I go to my family, and I go to my faith, and I'm reserved and I speak very less. So these are the four combinations out of two questions. It's a 2x2 matrix, and this is the results are. And if you see, this is the percentage of the people who have answered. There is a good number of people has responded. And 44%, close to half of the people who have responded say they are reserved. They doesn't talk much, but they speak their mind out whenever there's a conflict arises. I tell you, this is a very unique kind of profile, and we don't get to see a lot of this kind of profile. There is another segment which is ranked very high, that they say, I speak a lot. I speak a lot. I speak my mind out. The recent past 10 years has seen people from these two categories which are more successful than any other. Let me tell you that. It doesn't mean the other two are not successful. They are. So there are 15% of the people say, yes, I talk a lot, but I speak very less when there's a conflict. And that's 19% said, I do not speak. I'm a reserved kind of person. I talk very less, and I talk very less even there is a conflict arises. So these are the percentage. Now, why I have taken these questions from you, why you have answered, and why I'm showing you this particular slide, because that is called the psychometric test. This has been developed in 1920s. We from Wealth Helpline, we have conducted this training with professional students in the past, and we have got very positive feedbacks from this particular professionals, at least, that when we shared this particular data with us, and there are times when we shared one-to-one data, which is not going to happen in your case, but we have shared one-to-one data, and they have get back to us, yes, it's definitely is an eye-opener for us. So what the test says, how do we define what is it all about? So there is something called 4 type of professional personalities. Now, please don't confuse. This is nothing to do with your family life, nothing to do with your emotionals, nothing to do with your faith. Not. It's only about your profession. Now, people who have said they are reserved, but they speak their mind out, we categorize them as an open-minded persons. The people who talk less but speak their mind out is very, very hard to understand how they can be open-minded. If they are open-minded, they shouldn't be talkative. No. Open-minded person who are receptive, who respects everyone. Not this kind of people we see in offices, that in workplaces, that people who listens to everyone. Yes, what's your problem? How can I help you in your work? They greets everyone, and they have always something to do or the other. So these are the criteria, or these are the attributes of the persons who are an open-minded. There is something called enthusiast. These are the people who always take the lead. When there is something to do in your classes, you might have been seeing, there is something, a new project has arrived, and your professor has been thrown upon you, like it's on you, whether you take it up or not. But there is a few 2 or 3 persons who always take up, okay, it's a new thing, I'll take up, sir, I'll take it first. So these are a kind of person who are brave, who are enthusiasts. What we call is, we term as them as an enthusiast. They are very organized, they know what to do. If you have noticed, the people who jump on any project first, they know how to go from point A to point B. They are very clear about it. So because they are organized, they might be maintaining a notebook or something. How they become organized, they break down tasks. If you have to go from plan A to point A to point B, these are the people always background from A1, A2, A3, then B1, B2, B3, for example. So break down the entire task and then they try to achieve it. So enthusiasts are the people, not only they are brave, they are very calculative in nature. So how to achieve the goal. Now there is another category which we call go-getter. Now, who are the go-getter? Few of you answered, who are talkative and speak very less when there is a conflict arises. Yes, I do talk a lot. The person must have said, yes, I do. That person speaks a lot in general, but when there's a conflict, they try to get away from the conflict. They doesn't get into an argument. They never encourages any conflict to arise into them. This is a kind of profile which we call a go-getter. The go-getter, if you see what kind of people are there, they are very good time manager. You haven't seen they have always has an extra time. They finishes your courses one semester ahead. So these are the people who are go-getter. If you can relate, the people who always finishes the chapter earliest in your semester, these are the people who never gets into conflict. If you can relate. They are not into small talks. They doesn't want to talk about what happened yesterday from reading the newspaper. They want to give you global things, how to make the world better, how to evade the world hunger. These type of things they always like to discuss. The big talks they are more focused into. They are very tidy. They know how to keep their clothes into place. They know how to keep their books and journals and pens and whatsoever. They need to keep their desk and everything very clean. They knows that. So these are the people who go-getter. You will see this type of people mostly in the hierarchy of an organization at the top. So go-getter are mostly the people who are CEOs and MDs and so on and so forth. In a corporate world, to give an example. So there's another segment which has also become very high, close to 20% is specialist. Now, what a specialist? He neither talks, he or she neither talks or he neither talks when there's a conflict arises. He is a very reserved person. He's only focused what to do. Mostly the toppers you have seen. So they are very precise and detailed. They know, like go-getter, they even breaks down the task in a minor way. They are very informative. They know their aware surroundings. They know what's happening to the world. They know what's happening to the country. They know what's happening to the subject they don't study, like economics. They don't study. It's not a part of your curriculum, maybe. So, but they know a lot about the economy. No, they know what's happening in the other countries' economy. So they knows a lot about what's coming next in the technology. So these are the people who are very informative. They are very self-controlled. They are very confined people. They knows what to do next. They never gets into a hobby which might harm them. So these are the people who never waste their time into doing into surfing social media or something. These are the people who are very focused, very determined, very much into themselves. Speaks very less. Now, again, coming back to the question, why? Okay, fine. These are the 4 things. We answered to set of question. You made a 2x2 matrix. You mapped with some 1920 data, and you find this particular 4 segment, the 4 type of professional personalities. Fine. Now you can relate with yourself. But what to do with that? Now I know I'm an open-minded person. Now I know that I'm an enthusiast. That's good. Nice to know what to do with it. Now, if we know that what to do with it, though this is a slide for you, it will let you know your superpower. A superpower is something which makes you unique, which makes you a winner, whether there is a job crunch, whether there is a no place for an entrepreneurship, no matter what. In a life, you have to be a winner. You can be a winner no matter how bad the economy is. No matter how bad the corona situation is, if you know that what is your personality, number one, then you also answer certain set of questions, your strength, your quality, your skill set. If you know your personality by answering this particular question, is if you know that what's your biggest strength, and if you merge these two, if you align this above two, your psychometric personality, one of those four, and your strengths, one or two strengths of yours, then you can be a winner no matter what. So coming to the next slide, is that here also you have answered like which is your biggest strength, biggest academic strength rather. So you have answered, we have given you certain choices of answers, that is whether you're into self practices, whether you adaptable to new concepts, whether you are into group study, that's your strength, whether you command over the other subjects, is that your strength, whether the technology is your strength, or you do research out of your syllabus, is that your strength. Now there is a whopping close to 80% of people say that they do self practices. They do self practices, a study on their own. That's what they mean, I suppose. They study on their own. They invest a lot of time doing the repetitions. And another set of persons say they are very much adaptable to new concept. They can understand new subject very easily. Great. 80% of the people say that from your batch. That's a great thing. Now 8% have said yes, I'm into group study, that's my strength. They said I got command over other subjects, that's my strength. Another 5% say technology is my strength. Another 3% said out of the syllabus I go and research, I do that. 3% of the students of your batch say that. Now great, now you know your superpower, how to make it, and all. Now coming back to the question, future, how this will help to design your future, that's the question. So this slide is a exemplification. Don't go by the words that we have put. Now if we see the career options that throws upon to you by the society after becoming a veterinarian, whether it's a self-practice, they will say be a self-practitioner, be a government service, be into economics. There's a very defined way. This particular slide will make your vision a little broader. Don't define by the kind of job you have available in the market. Define by the skill set that you have available in the available within you. So your profile, enthusiast was a profile, if you say, talks a lot and talks even there is a conflict, the brave one. So if your economic strengths, a lot of people from enthusiasts say that they are adaptable to new concept. Now these are the people, if they're adaptable to new concept, it's advisable they can go for large projects. Now large projects are available everywhere. It's even in research. If you go for research, there are large projects. If you go to economics, there are. If you go to government institutions, there are large projects. If you go to international small projects, which are time-based, maybe for a year or two, even there are large projects. Now, when there is advisable that when you are enthusiast and you are adaptable to new concepts, large project is something you should look for, ideally. But this is not a very hardcore thing that we're going to throw up onto you. This is just an exemplify. This is how to map your future according to your strength, your profile. Now, enthusiast, if he's a sales practitioner, he's a talkative person, he speaks when there's a conflict, he always speaks his mind out, but he also goes back to his desk and he also studies. This person is a project specialist. Specialists are very much in demand. If you talk about veterinary, nutrition specialists are required today. Disease outbreak control specialists are required today. Biosecurity specialists are required today. It's very much advisable to go into that field. Don't define by the kind of job there is available in the market. Go by the field that is much required, much is in demand, and you become a specialist out of it. If your profile matches, if your economic strength matches, go for that. Third one, go-getter, adapt, which most of the go-getter is the one who speaks a lot, but in a conflict speaks less. If lots of people say it, there are adaptable new concept, what we're advising him as an example is that go for greenfield project. Greenfield is an area who has never been touched upon. In India, your after this current outbreak of corona has emerged, we came to know there are a lot of demand in controlling this type of situation. So we didn't know this before this. Now there's a lot of this vaccination was a greenfield project, just for example, human vaccination for per se. So there are only greenfield projects and many in times to come. When there's a new concept, a go-getter should be always focusing on that. What's this new that is coming into my area of work? What is new coming into my country? What is new coming to the world per se? So if a go-getter focuses, who is adaptable to new concept, focusing more on the greenfield projects, it is their success rate will definitely gets higher. It's a proven record. Go-getter who are into self practices, they should be leading a team. I just given an example in CEOs of corporates. Like in CEOs of corporates, they mostly go-getter, but always they are into self improvements. You might have seen that even in corporates, in the private sector today, people have to upgrade their skills. I, being a marketer, I didn't know something like digital marketing arised 10 years back. I didn't know Google Analytics, something called Google Analytics will be there 5 years back. So I had to upgrade myself. So any go-getter who into self-practice, who upgrades themselves are very much, will be very successful while leading a team. So there will be, give you some more example, open-minded person who are adaptable to new concept, they were advising go for research, we're open-minded person who has command over technology, we're advising go for entrepreneurship so they can deploy. We open-minded person, open-minded was the one who your otherwise is a very less talkative person, but in terms of conflicts, they speaks a lot. So open-minded person who has command over other subjects. We are saying that an open-minded person who speaks very less, but in conflicts, who talks a lot, who always speaks his mind out in a conflict, and has a command over other subjects, they should go for learning and development. They should be training other people. That's what we are advising. As an example, don't go by hard coding. You are the best judge for your future, but always go by the profiling and your academic strength. So as if there are again some examples I have given which is on the screen for specialist and adaptability concepts. I'll share this slide with your respective professors. You can go by this, go through this if you wish. I will not spend much time by each and every combinations, which is also again an exemplified nature. So now you know that you have a profile, you have a professional profile, 4 of them. Any out of 4 you have 1 profile. Now you have economic strength. According to you have an ideal career goal which you can chase. You can chase in every sector, and you can try your luck in every sector, be it government, private, entrepreneurship, whatsoever. And when you get it, I'm not saying if you get it. When you get it, you'll definitely get it. When you get it, then when you get it, you will definitely be a winner. Now, once you get it, it's at the end of the world. You have a profile, you have an economic strength, you go to ideal career goal. Is at the end of the world. You just sit on your ideal career goal. You just achieved it. Now you sit on that goal and you enjoy the fruit. No, it's not that. How to go into that particular goal is what the question is. Now, how to prepare yourself for that particular future which is ahead. Sorry. Yeah. So if there is a present or past which you are into, now from that you have to go to a future that's which is ahead. Now what will take you from past to future is one word: by setting your goal. If you know that this is the goal that I have to make, you have to write it down, maybe in many paragraphs, in a very explained way. This from my present or my past, I have to go to this future, which I've already defined. I'm saying I means you. which you have already defined by combining your professional profile with your academic strength. You have set your one goal, ideal goal. Now, how to go to the goal? By writing down that particular goal in details. Yes, I want to be an entrepreneur, for example, by bringing new technologies in the field of disease outbreak control, and doing this by this by this. This is, if you write that in detail, it does half of the work. Believe me, we have worked with a lot of professionals, and it's really helped them by writing that particular goal down and changing the goal by looking at the goal each and every day. In fact, I myself and Dr. Islam, we also have our particular goal. We also have a blue sheet, one particular sheet, which also we manifest every day. We go to that particular, says, yes, there we have to go today. That's my ultimate target. We have done it for ourselves as well. So this is by setting the goal, number one. But how you set your goal? How you set your goal? Now, we have given some certain examples, like ideal. What is your ideal career goal? The first one was large project. Now, if you have one goal, like large project is my goal, then you have to find out what you have to become to be successful while you take up that last project. Now, to get an engagement in the last project, you have to find out your hero. You have to find out the person or that particular organization who did well in veterinary last project. I don't know, you are a veterinarian, I'm not. So if your goal is last project, and you know that this is the particular project which is I liked so much, this is the veterinary project I like so much, this is something which is actually let my eyes, and this is something, this person who had done an extraordinary job. Now you know yourself now, and you know that particular person or particular job that has been done. Now you know the gap between these two, you and that particular place which is a hero for you. Now, how can you get all the qualities that particular person or particular organization have? If you get all the qualities, you have done 99% of the goal, barring 1% luck. Project specialist, again, most impactful project, find a gap, chase it. Greenfield project, again, your favorite greenfield project, find a gap, achieve it. Leading a team, if that's what your goal is, identify your leader. Yes, that is my leader. President Kalam was my leader throughout my entire life. He was my dream leader. Now, what is the attributes between him and me? What is the difference? What attributes I don't have that he possesses? Let me get those attributes. Let me get those qualities. Let me set those qualities. Let me write it down. That is my goal. Research, find your favorite author. Find your favorite publisher. If you want to do research, find your favorite author, favorite publisher. Go through this profile. Go through his LinkedIn profile. Go through his social profiles. Read about him. If he has a biography, go through it. Then you find what are the qualities that you don't have, but he has, and try to get those qualities. You'll be there. You'll be there before anybody else does. Entrepreneur, yes, everybody has one dream entrepreneur. Write down the qualities that he has or she has, and you don't. And find those and try to chase those and achieve those, and you're there. Learning and development, if you want to, if that is your goal, academics is your goal, find your favorite professor. Definitely you have one, but have you ever measured like what qualities he has that you don't? Now write those qualities down and achieve those. You're done. Fine. This is something sounds very exciting, but how to do it? I have written down my goal. Now, how writing down will help me. Writing down will achieve my goal. Finding the qualities which I don't, and getting those I'll get those qualities after that. No. The key to success is only 2 rules. Work on it. Work on it every day. Every day matters. Make it a routine. Make it a habit. This quality I have to possess. Put it a timeline. Yes, within this 31st December 2021, I have to be there achieving 100% of this particular skill set. Make it a routine, make it a habit. A 20-day, 1 day is all we need to make anything a habit. Then you review yourself, score yourself in a scale of maybe 1 to 10. Like whether I've done, do justification. A lot of people have said in the past that I want to get that particular understanding of social media marketing in my vertical, and everybody has went down and they have done the certificates. After 2 years, I asked them whether you have learned that really, or can you show me a thing or two, and they're all blank. They're all blank. So you have to walk it on every day and review your developments. That is how you will make you closer to the score. So with that, I'll sum up my part. I'll hand it over to Dr. Islam. Just a moment.
Hello, I hope you enjoyed Nipam's lecture. Can I hear from the students? Did you enjoy his lecture? Because those who have participated in the survey will find it very, you can relate the presentation with your, those who have participated. Can I just listen to one student?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. अरे माइक चाहिए आपको?
इस सर्वे में पार्टिसिपेट किया
सब नहीं किया। कैसा लगा? कैसा लगा? कुछ तो कैसा लगा? कुछ तो बोलो। कुछ नहीं लगा।
Sir.
Yes, please.
This was a very good experience for us, sir. I just scored myself that where I am right now, so I gave myself in the go-getter. I thought that I will set there myself, so that was overall that was good. So we enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah. So what I suggest to you is that you have to go back to the survey form that you have filled up. Okay, and then you will get the copy of the presentation also. So you find out your personality type, okay, and then try to link it with the kind of the suggestions he gave in the second or third slide. So you have to again a little bit work with the presentation and the survey that you have submitted already. Okay, in the question answer session, we will again, you can ask few questions. Can you see my screen now?
No, sir. Sir, use F5.
Wait, is there's some problem with the sharing? Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Sir, use full screen.
Okay.
Sir, presenter view.
Okay.
Use full screen.
Okay, now we are going for the presentation on the future of work for veterinarian and
Sir?
with special reference to Indian context.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
Sir, use full screen.
pardon?
Full screen.
Yeah, is it coming now?
Sir, it's the presenter view.
The presenter view is.
Those packages computer science. So display settings. Sir, use F5 key.
F5. Yes, the screen slide is coming.
Okay, sir.
So it is internet.
Is it coming now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, thank you. So in the survey, actually, there's a very interesting question which Nipam used in preparing his analysis. When we asked students about their future career, what is the line that they would like to go into? So interestingly, 36% of the students have said that they would like to go for government service, 33% research and academic, and very interestingly, 10% say they would like to become wildlife veterinarian. And if you look into the other small options, students have varied interest, particularly starting from even armed forces. 4% say that they would like to go into armed forces. Very small 2% say they would like to go into farming. And 6% is actually, talking about going into clinical practice. Almost 7%, actually 6% would like to go into companion animal practice. Only 1% will go into farm animal practice. So this gives us a clear idea as to what we hope to, enter into the kind of career that we are looking into. Why I come up with this slide is that as we discuss the next few statements about the future of the work situation, you have to link it with the kind of service that you are planning to enter into. Okay, the first part is please have I will be talking on 10 situations, and I hope you will be able to understand each one of them, and we will have a small discussion for each of the statements. So in next few years, maybe if it's already started actually, in next 5 to 10 years, we will see very high demand for preventive care and hard health and wellness focused service against current curative and single animal focused service. Can you understand this statement? Preventive care, you all know, because we all understand about the preventive care and curative care. So currently the focus is more on curative care. So as a veterinarian, what we expect that we will be sitting in a hospital and a patient will come to us and we will provide curative care. But now it is changing. The change is that in the future work situation, more focus will be on preventive care. And instead of treating one animal, you have to treat herd of animal. So that is the kind of change that is going up. Even in the companion animal practice, you will see that wellness focused services are coming up. That is something very important. I hope you will be able to relate it with the kind of career that you have chosen. So this cartoon explains about the importance of preventive medicine. We have this, after this corona pandemic, we have started realizing is that there are a number of animal diseases which needs to be prevented, because if an outbreak takes place, or if an animal of a poor suffers from diseases, actually, we lost the productivity of the animal altogether. So the focus is totally changing now from curative to preventive care, and everyone is saying that we must have a balance between curative and preventive care, because right now what we see is more of a curative care. So those who have started thinking of clinical practices, you have to think about how to integrate your preventive care knowledge and hard health approach along with your curative skills. So as you know, I think those who have, you all have completed your medicine subjects, you know about the hard health approach. So instead of treating on a particular infectious diseases, you have to look into the entire gamut of productivity, in the sense that you have to think about nutrition, all other diseases surrounding animal husbandry aspects. So overall care is required. This is a total hard health approach that is going to come. So if you are to be a good clinician, it's not that you should only know how to treat animals, but you should also know a very good command over the animal husbandry subjects also. So let us have the second situation. We can always have question answer sessions towards the end, so that you can ask certain clarification on some of the points that you have not understood. So the role of veterinarians in the primary care will reduce with technology. So what is primary care? When you see in the villages, a farmer asks you to come and provide the first aid kind of services. When the animal is getting ill, they call you and you go there. It's basically a primary care service. So what is likely to be there in the future is that the role of veterinarians in primary care will reduce, because there will be technology solutions like artificial intelligence supported smart kiosk will be there, where farmer can get most of the information as to that they need to do as a first aid. Moreover, there will be a lot of paraprofessionals who are working in the village areas. They will be able to provide the primary care to a great extent with the kind of technology, with the kind of support systems that are coming from them. So our role as a veterinarian will be actually to lead the team of paraprofessionals in providing primary care. So that approach is totally different. So you are not, you have to work in a team. You have to ensure that you build a team of veterinarian and veterinary paraprofessionals so that you provide primary care to the farmers. And there will be a lot of use of technologies. We will have a glance into it slowly. So situation 3 says that there will be emergence of super specialization, and there will be more importance on multidisciplinary teamwork against individual service delivery. So it will be very difficult for a single vet to say that I will be providing the entire services. Okay, the extent of services will be so wide that you have to have a team of super specialization people. You must have somebody who is specialist in nutrition. You must have somebody who is specialist in genetics. While talking to a farmer, while treating an animal, it's not just treating animals. You have to see the entire productivity of the farm. If you want to, enter into an enterprise of veterinary practice. Actually, when we started this workshop, Honorable Dean Sir has said that we are talking about increasing the employability of our students, at the same time giving them the entrepreneurial ideas. So most of you, I think that when it comes to entrepreneurship, it's just about starting a livestock farm or something. It's not like that. Entrepreneur, being a veterinarian also, you can be an entrepreneur by creating a veterinary service delivery system. So that is also an entrepreneurial option. So in 20 years down the line, in 2000, I started this Vet Helpline India company. And today, I'm not into farming, but we are providing services, veterinary services, including research services, development related services. So that is something which is how I expect that more and more veterinarians will come and start entrepreneurial journey in veterinary service sector itself, not just starting a dairy farm or a poultry farm. That is also a good option, but you can also be a a good entrepreneur by setting up clinics, by setting up service delivery centers. So this future of the work situation, you will see that for that purpose, you need to go for super specialization, in the sense that you need to have more friends to form a team to provide services. So that is very important. So right from the beginning, you have to look for that, how to build that team. Today, when 20 years down the line, when I started my journey as an entrepreneur, I was struggling to get my team. And, actually my growth is stunted because of many a time, because of lack of good team members. So my suggestion will be with you is that if you are thinking of an entrepreneurial journey as a private clinician, both in farm animal practice or small animal practice, start thinking about team. With team, you should enter into the market. Now, the fourth situation is that there will be emergence of more private companies in service delivery. Interestingly, last few years, we thought that we are the only company in India, but we are now preparing ourselves in next few years, because we know that a lot of new companies are going to come in the veterinary service delivery sector. I will, towards the end of this workshop, I will share you with a resource where I wrote about private sector development in India, particularly clinical service. We are now seeing the chain of pathological clinics, veterinary pathological clinics are being coming up in private sector. We see a chain of companion animal care hospitals coming up in India. So there will be, what I foresee in the next few years, there will be huge investment on veterinary services by private sector. You will see big hospitals coming up. You will see big, mobile service delivery system. And one of the important part of this is that, these companies are going to take veterinarians from across the country, not just across the country, but from across the globe. Veterinarians who are passed out from UK or developed countries, as well as other developing countries, Eastern countries, they are now going to come to India also to practice. Okay, so that is very important. You will see that intra and inter-country migration of veterinary personnel will increase. So it's very important that you prepare for that changes. You will have competition from veterinarians, not just within Kashmir, but from all over India, as well as from globe across the globe. So that is the kind of change you expect. Again, if you look into situation 6, should I go slow? I hope you are able to follow my talk. Should I slow down, or is it okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's okay.
Yeah, okay. So let's talk about the situation 6. There will be more stringent laws to regulate veterinary service, with the increasing concern on animal welfare, antimicrobial resistance, food safety, waste disposal, biosecurity maintenance, etc. So what changes are expected is that till now, you are only, every veterinarian in India, after passing out, they just go and register with the veterinary council, state veterinary council, and then they get license to practice. But the day is coming when you need to have compulsory licensing by appearing in examination. Every year, you have to appear in exam to get your license to practice. Okay. If you want to start clinic also, there will be too many license requirements. So it is very important that you have to be very good in your job in order to survive in the industry, because and that is going to say you have seen that in recent years, Veterinary Council of India has already started with minimum service regulation. And a day will come when we have continuing education requirement, mandatory continuing education requirement, in order to maintain our registration with the Veterinary Council to practice veterinary science. So these changes are coming up. It is already happening in the developed world. getting like many people are, many veterinarians are there who are not getting licensed, but they cannot do practice. They will do some other jobs. Okay. So we should be very prepared that these situations are coming up, and we need to keep on enhancing our skills in order to sustain as a clinician in the workplace. Now the situation, there will be more focus on timely and accurate diagnosis against symptomatic treatment. So what we do right now, I think you all admit, in most of the situation, actually, we are now mostly focused on symptomatic treatment only. We do not have a proper laboratory breakup. And many of us actually will not look into laboratory support also. We just treat animals based on our experience, based on, few symptoms. So that is going to change actually, almost 75% of diseases, emerging diseases are actually coming from animals. So it is very important that we do proper diagnosis of what is happening in the animal world. So next, I see a very good scope for those veterinarians to start with clinical, particularly paraclinical skills, laboratory skills. They will be of high demand, in terms of the career, in the job prospects of the world. Even in your clinical practice also, you need to have friends, you need to have your team, in your team, people who are having expertise in laboratories and diagnostics. So this cartoon says the importance of veterinary lab. Actually, earlier also, now even the farmers have started realizing the importance of laboratory, not for the disease diagnosis also, but there are a number of companies in India which are now providing services like metabolic profiling, just to see that whether animals are getting proper nutrition or not. So it's about, the profile, the kind of services that are coming up. It's not just disease diagnosis. It's also, proper management of the farm. So, that is something very new, new things are coming up. So I hope this will help you in deciding your career. So, I think we started with 39% saying that they would like to go into government service. Well, there are changes that are taking place in the government services also. So what will be the future of work situation in government services? You will see that the cadre structure of public service is likely to change, and there will be more of a short-term skill-based contracting and engagement of personnel. I hope you understand this. Earlier, what happens? You just pass out as a veterinarian, then you get selected for the state service board. Then you enter as a veterinarian in the department. Okay. Now, days are coming when there will be only skill-based contracting services from veterinarians. So there will be employment for epidemiologist. There will be employment, specific post will be advertised for a laboratory specialist. Specific post will be advertised for somebody who expert in poultry farming. Okay, so that kind of changes are going to come. It is not that once you enter into the department and you will be slowly progressing your career and retire as a joint director or director of the state, or maybe assistant director or something like that. But you can see that this is emerging in many of the states in India now, is going for contractual appointment of veterinarians rather than full-time employment. So these changes are actually, based on the kind of skills that you have. So that is very important point to look into. Again, job security of veterinarian is going to reduce, both in public as well as private sector, with an increasing requirement of investment into new skill acquisition. So you have to, look into, to survive actually continuously, skill acquisition will be the main criteria for you, because otherwise, Nipam has told you about the importance of gig economy. many a time actually now there are a lot of people who are providing freelance services. Sitting in their home, they can provide a lot of services, which, instead of a company employing a full-time person, they will rely more on the, freelance person. So that's the kind of a gig economy which is coming up. So if you do not have your kind of skills that is required, you will not, be able to survive. I will just quickly stop here because I forgot to go into the opinion poll section. If Professor Akand is there, can we have the opinion poll quickly here?
So let us see it works there.
Is it possible to have the Zoom poll?
We will see, sir. I'm just trying to launch it. Let me see what happens.
Yes.
आप लोगों को आ रहा है कुछ? आ रहा है तो आप कर लीजिए. You can make your choices.
Can you participate? We wanted to make it more participatory. Unfortunately, this is a virtual workshop. Otherwise, we could have exchanged our views.
Sir, this is basically a hybrid one. We have so many students over here in a physical mode. Okay, so it's a hybrid mode.
Yes, I hope
we have a hall here, and in that hall, our students are there, physically present there.
Yes, please, please have a choice. The first question is very easy. Do you think that robots or artificial intelligence will take away jobs from people? We have been talking, right from the beginning that in future we will have most disruptions will be from technology only. Okay, so what is your feeling? Do you think that the technology is going to kill our jobs?
Put your poll, please.
Okay. And what is your opinion about the job security in future world?
So can I have, a polling in a physical mode over here. Those people who will support this for choice, for first question, yes or no, they can raise the hand. Who say yes, please raise the hand.
Yes, that is also one way of doing it.
It's almost all. Who say no, please. Oh, very little percentage say no, and maximum say yes. And then for second question, who say hi, and who say less, please raise the hand. Who say hi is roughly some 70, and they can say less some 70%, and then 30% some high. So that will be the poll if in a physical mode over here. Yeah, I will end it over here, sir.
Okay, then how many say that technology will kill their jobs?
Yes, sir.
How many percentage of participants have said that technology will be killing their jobs? The first question.
It is 66%.
60% said yes.
66% say they will take.
Okay, very well. One thing when we are talking about disruption, this is the core of the World Development Report in 2019. Yes, very good. We can see that 66% is said yes and okay. Okay, so in fact, the World Development Report of 2019, it was the core message of the report was that though there is a fear psychosis across the globe that technology is going to kill jobs, but they have come up with a lot of evidences to show that actually technologies are going to create a lot of opportunities. Okay, at the same time, there will be people who are doing some conventional job will have to leave their job, but they will have other options to opt for. So that is the situation. So that demands that you should be constantly monitoring what is the change that is taking place. Okay, then you have to acquire skills and then you match it with the kind of requirement at that time. While discussing the situation, I've already said is that emergence of technologies like what you call is Internet of Things are coming up, where you get data directly from the animals, which are being analyzed to provide overall herd health management services. So that may lead to a complete change in the clinical practice scenario, where you just go for symptomatic treatment and other things. So those people will have definitely tough time to survive in such a clinical scenario. So let me particularly, in this particular situation, I have already said, as many of you have already said, that the job security situation is going to be very bad. I'm saying those who will be able to even enter into government services also, don't think that the government services too will provide you, kind of job security. But because every time your performance will be counted, you will be in constant, pressure to perform, because that reform is happening all over the world. It is not that earlier days are not there, that you, being a government servant, you will be, you'll be leading a very relaxed sort of a life. It is not like that. Even now, government servants are in constant pressure of performing, not just, simple clinical service, but they have a enormous kind of responsibilities that they are to perform. So that is the situation 8. There's some issue with the slide. Okay. It's going. Okay. Okay. Now, again, those who are in the government service, I've already highlighted, is that the public veterinarians are likely to work more on regulatory and preventive care functions, and their current role in provision of curative care will go down. Last probably a month ago, I was attending a meeting of Indian Veterinary Association. One of the problems that the government veterinarians, they were saying that they have been asked to do so many works, starting from census operation to filling up of forms of, various kind of monitoring forms. So most of the time they are only busy in office work. They hardly have time to treat animals. So they were saying that we are not enjoying our job because we are hardly getting any opportunity to treat animals. But that is actually going to change. That's actually the public service is going to be more on a regulatory part, because the clinical services, curative care services will be slowly in the hands of private. It will be the private players who will be slowly going into the curative cares, because the public veterinarians will focus more on disease control, will focus more on food safety, will focus more on regulatory affairs like biosecurity control and other aspects. So this is where the veterinarians in the department or veterinarians in the government services are likely to do. But that changes is very important, and it's actually happening in developed world. If you look into developed world, veterinarians' role, public veterinarians' role is more on the regulatory affairs rather than in the clinical services. And this is also going to come in India as the country is developing very fast. So as I have already told you, that there will be an enhanced use of information and communication technologies. Artificial intelligence will be used. You can see the use of blockchains. Blockchain technology for even tracing of animal products. Traceability has become a big issue now. So there also people are using GIS. In recent months, I have implemented a project in Mizoram where we are using GIS for control of transboundary animal diseases. Okay, so these new technology-based tools are to be used increasingly by the veterinary services divisions. So being veterinarian also, you need to know what these technologies are. If you are to prepare yourself for such working environment where technology-based solutions will be there to use the systems. I'm not saying that you are going to design the systems, but you have to provide inputs to designers to make the systems which is useful for you. Because after all, technologies are going to help you in maintaining your workload to make you more efficient. So in that way, probably a lot of changes are going to come. So I hope these are the different situation. Quickly, I'm not saying that these are the only situation which is going to happen in the next few years. When I think I expect that some of the changes you may also highlight. And in the Vet Helpline India, what we are trying to do is that we are trying to engage with the young minds like you to understand what you are thinking about future. What is that you expect the sector to grow with? What kind of things that you are looking for? Because today we have just made a beginning. Future of Work workshop is a kind of it's not a one-time workshop. Actually, we are trying to provide this workshop to various universities to understand what our young minds are looking for, and to help universities as well as policymakers in the education domain to provide the kind of exposures which is needed to the students. I understand that you had a very tough time in last 1.5 years, particularly those in Kashmir had a great issues. Those who have completed third and fourth year, fifth year, I think both 2 years, crucial years, you have to suffer from Corona pandemic. But at the same time, what I feel sometimes is that the colleges provides us the the language only. You by that time you know the language of veterinary science. You know where the informations are available, and you have to constantly now search for those informations, constantly try to participate in various situations so that you can get experiences. And that kind of zeal is very important. You must have a zeal to learn, continuously learn and continuously improve. It is not that everything you will learn in the college only. The college teaches you the language only. Because now today, 20 years down the line, when I read a report, I can understand what is there in the report. Why? Because I have the knowledge of the veterinary science as a language. I have the basic understanding of what is physiology, what is anatomy, what is pathology, how the disease progression takes place. So all these basic things that colleges have provided you will help you to further upgrade your skills. And in today's world, there are a lot of opportunities. Even if you start just searching the net, in last 2 years, we have so many learning, videos, learning materials are available. Certification systems are coming up, and myself are actually I'm working with FAO, Food and Agriculture Organization, to develop competency-based training programs for veterinarians, which will be available virtually for any veterinarian to join and get the certification. Towards the end of the workshop, I will share with you the OIE Day 1 Competency Guideline. That is the World Organization of Animal Health. I'm actually expert of OIE also. We have in 2015-16 itself, we have prepared the Day 1 Competency Guideline for a veterinarian. So that I'm going to share with you towards the end of the workshop, the link. Please have a look into it, the kind of competency which is expected from you as a veterinarian. So that is very important. You have to look into that. What is the society is expecting from me? And if you are unable to provide that, unable to reach into that competency, you will not be able to survive in the future world. So with this, I hope that today's workshop has given you a fresh approach to those who are planning to go into a new career, I mean, say the actual field. Last 4 to 5 years, you are, always getting support from your faculty members. After some time, when you go into the job world, you will be in your actual, applying your learning. So there, the first thing that you should do is to continuously improve your skills, build your team, and look back to the kind of future changes that are going to come. And I hope you all are will be ready by to face that challenges. Thank you. Now we will go into as you know, the flow of the workshop that we discussed. It will be a question and answer session now. I would like to request Nipam to join me also. So if you have any question, you can use the chat box also. I think chat box is there. We can stop sharing the screen now. You can put the questions to chat also, or some of the faculty members can collect the question and then permit the students to ask. We expect that actually the time we have taken is 2 to 4 p.m. It's almost 3:43 now. So we have 15 minutes time for us to have a quick question answer session.
So I will request the participants which are there on virtual mode. If they have any queries, please, they can unmute themselves and they can put their questions. Any from, those which are on virtual mode.
So, sir, any from this forum?
Probably, I think it was so nicely presented. That we don't
Sir, I
have
would
any
like to
issues.
say something. Sir,
Exactly.
it's
Yeah.
not just questions, sir, just
Mhm.
I would like to address my students. I would take this opportunity to address
Sure,
my
sure, sure,
students.
please, go ahead.
Basically, sir, what I could get from your presentation is that in this era, in this time of the world, we have to keep ourselves updated, because in the end, it's only going to be the survival of the fittest. So you have to keep, I would just advise my students to keep themselves updated. They have to keep their knowledge updated. They have to focus. They have to just select their goal. They have to be focused. They have to just concentrate on that, achieving that goal. And just अभी मतलब ये आपको ये नहीं है कि that things will not be favorable. You will not get every time favorable situations. आपको उस situation को वो कंट्रोल करने में भी, उसके लिए भी आपको स्किल्स चाहिए, मतलब बिकॉज आप इस टाइम बडिंग स्टेज में हो, आपको इस टाइम अपने आप को फोकस्ड रखना है, अपडेटेड रखना है. Just don't concentrate on the other this. You have to keep yourself morally updated also. आपकी moral obligations भी है, उस पर भी आपको देना है. You have to concentrate on those things also. So I would request you, it is a humble request from me to you, that you just keep yourself focused on your goals. Just it's not only employment which you have to achieve. It's मतलब आपको खाली ये दुनियावी ये चीजें नहीं, आपको अपनी मतलब you have to develop your personality. You have to go for that overall development of yourself. क्योंकि हमारे things change with time. हमारे time जब हम पढ़ते थे, जब हमें career opportunities थी, तो we had different kind of opportunities. We had different type of जो हमारे ये थे approach था, that was different. You have to change your outlook. You have to change your approach. हर एक situation को face करने की आपको इसमें वो ताकत होनी चाहिए, वो skill develop करना है. आपको अपने अंदर वो इस time वो stability लानी है. Just you have to keep yourself, because if you will be focused this time, if you will concentrate on your goal this time, only then you will be able to achieve in your life. After 10 years, when you will think, अगर मैंने उस time ऐसा किया होता, तो probably things would not have been like this. So you should not सिचुएशन ऐसी नहीं आनी चाहिए कि आपको sort of वो ना पछताना पड़े। आपको इस टाइम दिस इज द मोस्ट अपॉर्चुन टाइम इन योर करियर्स, मोस्ट जो ये है आपको जहां पर आपको अपना टाइम यूटिलाइजेशन, आपका अपना जो आपके स्किल्स है, आपने जो सीखा है आज तक वो इम्प्लीमेंट करना है। यू हैव टू इम्प्लीमेंट दोस थिंग्स, ओनली देन यू विल बी एबल टू अचीव योर गोल। जैसा कि सर ने कहा कि आपको क्या क्या ये अपॉर्चुनिटीज हैं, कहाँ कहाँ पर, मतलब आपको इस टाइम ऐसा है कि ऑन जस्ट एक आपको ये सर्च एक मार देनी है, आप you will get a lot of this things, but आपको उस चीज में भी फर्स्ट रहना है। you don't have to be आपको इधर उधर नहीं जाना है, just keep yourself focused this time, क्योंकि ऐसा ना हो कि आपको 5 साल बाद 4 साल बाद things will not be the same for you, things आपके ये जो है क्या कहते हैं priorities they will change। आपको जो इस टाइम priority है वो उस पर आप फोकस कीजिए और उसी पर आप ये अपना सारा ये कीजिए, ध्यान ये कीजिए, because this is the most opportune time in your life, because we are your seniors, we have got experience, हम आपको अपनी on the basis of our experience बता रहे हैं कि what you need to do, so you should utilize these efforts of your teachers, efforts of your जो ये and NAHEP का ये है, you should utilize all these resources, all these ये कि हमारा बेसिक एम यही है कि आपको वो जो आप में वो स्किल्स, आप में वो पर्सनैलिटी डेवलपमेंट ऐसा हो कि सो दैट you become stable in your careers, your careers become stable, your personality develops, आपकी वजह से आपके जो ये हैं आपके घर वाले भी they also feel proud about you, ठीक है? So I wish you all the best for all the best.
Thank you for your nice words and good advice for participants over here. Sir, if you see, you have dealt very nicely about different, the facets of this veterinary in future. How we will look this veterinary services now in future, and how our that manpower that should be trained and seeking in such directions. I could see that it is now here in the field now, things have changed. It's not that they will be changing in future, probably it has set in, and we are facing a lot of challenges in the field now. I just agree with you that in the field nowadays now, most of our veterinarians are very much busy with uploading the data on their internet whole the day, and they get very little time to train the animals. For whole the day, there's more transparency is now there. Earlier, we used to say that we have done these much AIs, this much treatment, this much treatment. Now, every day at 4 p.m., you will have to sit and you have to look all that data, how many animals you have inseminated, how many animals you have treated, how many diseases you have diagnosed. Things are getting tough for people there. It's not so easy now there. And probably it will be the private sector that will be taking that curative part of the veterinary sciences, whereas in the public it will be mostly data-based and all that. And I do agree that there's a need for every one of us that we will explore ourselves and we will see in us the strengths and the weaknesses, so that we can just manage our goals and dreams, and we can strengthen those areas where we feel ourselves weak. That's quite enough there. And a good thing was there that you have given those challenges of 10 particular challenges which we veterinarians will be facing in future. I absolutely agree with you. It will be there definitely, and we are looking for that. We see that you have rightly foreseen that, and we will see that over. That technology will be taking over, but at the same time we will have the opportunities here also. We'll have to be very much say linked with the technologies. That's very correct. Artificial intelligence and all that what's coming now. Even we have probably we have modules here available. A lot of data is even available in the Google itself from different farms, cattle farms, sheep breeding farms, where you can just manage that data and you can have that artificial insemination outputs. many of our colleagues, they are looking on that side, they are feeding that data on the Google and getting some models where you can predict, I mean, the diseases, you can predict challenge. That's there, and that's what we are basically here to expose our students to such challenge. They are, I mean, well aware of those coming events, and they get themselves very much equipped with those technologies, skills, and all that, so that in future they become employable. That what our goal is actually. Rightly said there.
If anything more from the students, participants, do you want any query, please?
Any kind of query you want? Is there anyone? Is there?
I would like to request the mic should be given to the student if it is available, because we are not able to hear the full voice actually.
Okay, okay. आ जाओ कोई एक बंदा आ जाओ अरे इधर आ जाओ इधर आ जाओ इधर आ जाओ कुछ भी बोलो
First of all, I'd like to thank both the speakers. And I'd like to thank to me for our golden girl and our host also. I don't have a query. I just want to share what I was able to understand from the presentation. I just came to know that will be put to a lot of trials and tests in future.
इधर आ जाओ यहाँ से माइक चेक काम इधर आ जाओ कुछ एक्सपीरियंस आप बताओ क्यों आप शर्मा रहे हो
Can you pin the hall photograph so that we can see the student's face?
Yes.
Yes,
I
yes.
just understand, I just have collected these points from your presentation that we as veterinarians will be tested at each and every step. Like we have to excel in whatever field we have chosen. Like in every student, a raw veterinarian, like the ones we are right now, this is not going to help us. Like you said, we would have to get our licenses renewed at every step. We'll be put a lot of examinations. So what I am able to understand is like we all need to excel in whatever field we choose, whether it is clinical or paraclinical, research or academics, anything that we choose, we have to excel so that if we are like tested even at each and every step through examinations or through skill-based, like you said, there will be skill-based employment in future. So one with skill will not stop at any step. So he will be employed in any way, whether in private or public. And I think in public sector also, there will be a lot of examinations, will be like tested, the ones who are having skill, who are having the updated knowledge, they get employed. So this is like what I was able to understand, and I'd like to tell friends also that whatever field we opt after completing our degree, we need to work more, we need to be the best so that we will not we won't be a setback at any step. That's all from me. Thank you.
I'm very sorry we could not get the actual question because of the sound issues. Can somebody quickly write it in the chat box? What was the question? I just was something the lady want to understand.
So actually, it was not a question, it was a sort of confusion from my side, but I was able to understand from the presentation. I'm not having any queries, it was just a confusion from my side.
Probably, are you getting it?
The question is just sum it up.
Okay. So Nasib, anyway, I would like to request you to please try to write it down and share with us, because we wanted to learn from you. And I will be really, it will be really helpful to us if you can share your views in writing also through your professor, or you can directly reach out through our emails also. In the chat box,
Sir,
Keeping this question is coming is keeping all things in consideration. What is the future of veterinarians? So what is your opinion? I think we could have another opinion poll as to what is your opinion about the future of veterinarians.
We have one more student over here. Please listen to it.
sir, my question, sir. Sir, how can Vet Helpline India Private Limited can help us? Because right now we are budding veterinarians and we are not specialized in particular subject like medicine or public health, etc. So right now after completing our degree, so how can this help us for scaling our future?
Yeah, first of all, I know today's program, as you see that you have to help yourself first. The first thing is that first job you have to do is to scan the scan what is happening in the veterinary world. If you come to me and you have to come with a very pinpoint question. This is, but just if you ask me that what I should do, it's a very wide question, for somebody to give you any help. But if you are very specific that I want to specialize on, say, wildlife care, what is the kind of organization I should target initially? Then so all these things can be worked out. I think one-to-one consultation opportunities is always there. So as the NIPAM has already told you, based on your personality profile and the kind of academic strength that you have to find out the leaders in the various sectors. In the veterinary profession in India, you will find many people who are doing wonderful job. So let's try to reach out to these people and try to understand their profiles. So that is the first part I would suggest. I think NIPAM has already suggested that one. Based on your personality profile and your academic strength and your interest, the area that you would like to go into, first of all, you have to find out the right kind of people with whom you can talk. And probably in these areas, I think we can help, and we expect that as we build on this, we will be interacting more with the university authorities to interact with the students and come up with new informations, new ideas, which students can be of help for the students. We will be likely to go into a web page only shortly on career dimensions. I have already shared with you. Yes, there is a question is, can your organization help in some long-term capacity building program? Yes, we are already, actually, we are trying to bring a system. We are working with FAO to come up with a capacity building system, competency-based training system, whereby virtually also you can attend certain trainings based on your assessment of competencies. It is not that we will decide on the course, but you will decide which competency you would like to build upon. And then we see how best we can tailor-made courses for that competency. So probably these are things coming up. Even Government of India has also specialized, has taken initiative to come up a proper continuing education platform for veterinarians once they are in the field. So that is coming up, and I hope, if you ask me what is the future of veterinarian, it's very bright, provided you work hard. Everybody has to work hard, but which kind of, but challenges are still there everywhere, even if it is in government service or in, since you, there's a question, since you have been working with FVSc&AH, what is the question now? Okay. Doesn't veterinary public health stand as a carrier for veterinarian? Yes, even, all over India, for medical service, we have the national intelligence, public health intelligence service for particularly for MBBS doctors. Now the thinking is going on that even the veterinarians should also be allowed to act as a public health intelligence officers in the laboratory systems, as well as in the disease surveillance systems and other things. So food safety is increasingly becoming a concern now, and the role of veterinarians have been recognized now. So these are the new areas coming up actually, every day at last 1.5 years, if you see, all the international organizations are focusing more on One Health, focusing more on public health, food safety, and the collaborative work between the veterinarians with the health department, with the environment angle. A lot of work is happening in the healthcare sector, particularly in wildlife, because the origin of many of the emerging diseases are in the animal world. So definitely there is a lot of scope in public health, as well as the One Health dimension. And food safety is one of the big area, particularly as well as those who have done work on the livestock product technologies and other things. They should be coming up, thinking of developing new products with food safety, with traceability angle, as well as with kind of shelf life, improved shelf life of livestock products and other things. So these are the new areas. So I think we can have specific talks on specific areas. Today was actually a very wide kind of discussion where we wanted to give you the overall changing situation. And probably next time when we interact, we can choose a topic of your interest, and then we can have a discussion on that line. Those who are following the chat box, I have already shared with you one of my article on the scope of private veterinarians. I think this is one of my article which is there in our website also, Vet Helpline India website. So you can have a look into it. You can post your questions after reading that article. We will try to give answers to that also. I hope you have got that link. The second link I shared through the chat box is about the day one competency of veterinarians released by the World Organization for Animal Health. That's a PDF document. Please have a look into it. That will give you the kind of competencies which is expected from you on the day one of your service. Okay. So that is and then you evaluate yourself whether you have that competency or not. Okay. And if you are not having that competency and you are planning to enter into public services, so in next 5 years, you should plan accordingly to acquire these competencies in the fastest possible way. Okay, so that was the second chat message that I provided. In the chat message, I have also given you a post-workshop assignment. It is nothing that it will be graded or something, but it will be useful for you only, where I have suggested that you just go to the Google search engine and type the different types of skills. Most of the time, we actually do not, when I was an intern student, I didn't know about the different types of skills. I only knew about the writing skill, reading skills, observation skills. So these are a few 4 or 5 skills I knew. But if you just Google the net, you will see that there are different number of skills which a future employers are looking for from you, or a future world is looking from you. So once you know these skills, then you can always keep preparing for these skills. So I hope, Dr. Pampuri, I think we crossed the time limit.
Yes. It's not we have crossed, but we are much nearer to that, probably.
I understand that the students must have appreciated.
Yes, sure, sir. Not students.
Yeah, that is very good.
Also,
Afzal is saying that we are having a separate Ministry of Animal Husbandry in the center now. So that itself indicates that the government of India's significance given to the animal husbandry sector. But the changes are changed. The earlier scope was more on the production side. Now, equal importance will be given to the clinical side, also healthcare also. So, that is something which actually a lot of scopes are there for us to fine tune our skills to prepare, because tomorrow you will have to be a implementing programs like National Animal Disease Control Program. It's a huge program where a lot of surveillance activities are going on, preventive activities are going on. As a veterinarian, you have to prepare the strategy for a particular village as to how you are going to ensure the preventive care of that village. How will you ensure the hard health coverage of that village? So it is not just treating animals, but you will have n number of responsibilities which is going to come in the next few years. So probably I see a very bright future for those who want to work hard and come up with, to get the new opportunities which are waiting for you.
Thanks. That's there. We're realizing those the challenges the veterinarians will have in the future. Probably they are now coming up. It's not that they will be coming. Probably we are facing now. And we have different modules with the government of India now. We have one project, one village. Some things are coming here. We are so many different projects with the government of India where we will see the national livestock mission is there. Many other things are there. Tagging of the animals is going on. Very, fast in our state. Every animal has to be tagged and it has to be registered with the central data bank. Such things are coming up, and we're trying over the departments and our students that they do acquire all those techniques or the signals. That's what why we are organizing such type of these programs. I'm very quite satisfied with today's this interaction with this company or the pet helpline. It's really, it has helped a lot to us. It's really a helpline. Our students, our participants, even the faculty, I do appreciate. But at the same time, we see that the things are changing very fast. Probably we are talking of artificial intelligence, AI, learning, machine learning, ML. And by 2-3 years, I hope, I foresee that this will be an obsolete, something new will come. Such things will be there because we are very, changes are very fast, very quick. And so the diseases too are coming very fast. You see, I think every third month, some zoonotic disease is knocking our door. You see, 75% of the diseases, emerging diseases, they are coming from the animals. Such challenges are with our veterinarians, definitely. But before we take leave and we just permit you to leave, I think it's our moral obligation to just propose a vote of thanks. For that, with us, I think there is only one. We feel to be over here, Dr. Muhi, the head of the Department of Medicine. Please, Dr. Muhi.
Good afternoon, sir. It was really a great experience to listen to you, sir. And probably the students, they surely will have benefited from your lecture. I express my gratitude to you on behalf of the organizers of this program and on behalf of the students. We hope to listen to you again and again. We hope to we hope that you share your experiences with us whenever we need your suggestions and your success stories. You will please be available to us so that our students, they can benefit from your this experience and your this expertise. Thank you very much. I once again thank you on behalf of the organizers and on behalf of the students and on behalf of the faculty members. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. I convey my thanks to Nipam Deka also for helping us with the kind of analysis which was actually very interesting, and I hope that students will find it easy also to map their own personality profiles, their own academic strength, and as such the kind of careers that they should go for. The presentation will be shared with Professor Pampuri, and then
We have already divided it.
you can have a glance into it again.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to both speakers. Yes, we could miss your Dekadi. Definitely, he has explored the you see, personality of students by analyzing those answers and then coming up with those probably four personalities with us. So open mind and enthusiastic, get going, and fourth one, I don't remember, it's there, but they have evaluated our students over here. With that, I take this privilege and to thank you and your co-speaker here, my participants over here, the department of this outreach center, it's had the high. I am really thankful to him. He has provided all the facilities over here so we could arrange a virtual hybrid mode this session this afternoon. I'm also thankful to Dr. Akhand. He has been there for the last many days, and Dr. Shabir. The two are there. I can say जो हम कहते हैं वो हमारे दाई हाथ है तो उनके बगैर अखंड साहब और शमीर साहब के बगैर हम कुछ नहीं कर पाते हैं. They are very much expert in their I mean this technology, information technology, and because of those people who are doing all these webinars and sessions. I'm also thankful to other colleagues, my other colleagues, Dr. Portu and many other which have just helped us arranging this session over here in a hybrid mode. Thanks, one and all. Thank you, sir.